Hey, beautiful. Thank you for coming into this beautiful channel. No, it's not a comedy skit. This is my attempt on trying to work out. It was a hot mess, but hey, at least we succeeded. We sweated, we fell, we cried, but we conquered. I was not lying and I was not joking when I said I'm getting my life back and I'm trying to get snatched, honey. So enjoy, and I will see you now.
2,000 years.
Let's just take a moment of silence for the mess that just happened there. That whole mess that was. Please, let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment of silence for that. Okay, now that we have paid our respects to my muscles and the components that were involved in going through that, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for being in this space, and taking your time to just be. And if you are on this space, that means that something in this title drew you to watch this. And I firstly want to say, if you are suffering from any type of depression, because there's different levels of depression, I want to let you know that you are not alone, that there are a vast majority of us women who are going through the most. And when I say the most, I mean the most. So I firstly want to say that you are not alone, and that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you are valued, that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Like God took the time to actually put you together, body, face, emotions, personality, and all. And there's something about you, there's just that one component that nobody has that you carry. And don't ever be ashamed of that component. Whether you are loud, whether you're quiet, whether you're smart, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, whether you're a nerd, a person who thinks, girl, dude, God created you just the way you are for a purpose. So carry that on and be proud of that, honey. Don't ever hide who you are. That's the first thing. Secondly, I also want to say that if you are not together right now, if you are not put together emotionally, mentally, physically, that's okay. Okay, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You do not have to be put together. Okay, we are made with emotions. We are made to make mistakes for a reason. This whole thing that we have to be put together, this whole idea, especially as women, we must have it together, and that we must be strong. Look, strength comes from making mistakes. Strength comes from realizing mistakes, and strength comes from crying, from anger, from just expressing your emotions. That's where strength comes from. Strength is not bottling everything up and moving forward and pretending like it don't hurt you and it don't faze you. Now that is a problem. That there is a problem. That is not strength. That is just stupidity, and that is just harmful to you as a person, to your mental state and your emotional state. As you can see in my title, I just wanted to share something that I am, yeah, maybe you are going through it, maybe you went through it. And if you did, I would love for you to comment down below on how you overcame depression, how you realized you had depression, and how you got help or how you helped yourself. I, at the age of 23, I'm now 30, I'm turning 30 in August. At the age of 23, I was diagnosed with depression, and I didn't know I even had depression. I didn't even know what depression was. I thought depression was just constantly being sad. And when I was diagnosed, it kind of started to make sense. And I started backtracking on how I got depressed. Like, when did it start? It must have started somewhere. And I had to revisit. But when I was 23, I was prescribed with antidepressants and anxiety tablets because I was also suffering with anxiety. And I didn't want to live on tablets. I didn't want to live on tablets. I didn't want to live on I didn't want to live on tablets. And I'm not saying if you are, there's something wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that if it's for you. But for me in particular, I wanted to start expressing organic emotions and not medically induced emotions. And I didn't want to suppress. I wanted to heal. Does it make sense? So I wanted to heal. I didn't want to suppress. I wanted to just be the best Mandy that I can be without medication. And being like I'm gonna keep mentioning that I am a Christian woman. I don't know if it's gonna annoy you, but being a Christian woman, I pray a lot. I worship. I believe in Christ. I go to church, and being in that community space, depression in churches is just not always spoken about. So when you are depressed, you feel like, what is wrong with me? Like, you feel like you have to have your stuff together. You feel like you must always be, put together. And that's a lot of pressure. And I can confidently tell you now where I'm at. If I am not okay, you will know I am not okay. Because I don't mind. I wear my heart on my sleeve now. Like, if I am not okay, honey, you will know I am not okay. I will cry in front of you. I will laugh in front of you, because I realize, and this is what the Lord revealed to me. He revealed to me that emotions is something that He gave us for a purpose. And suppressing those emotions, actually, it's not good for you. So if I am not okay on that time, you're going to know it. You're going to see it. And it's okay to express. So when I was younger, I was molested by different men different times, and it was things that I've always suppressed. My mom passed away without even me telling her. She didn't know. I didn't tell her about what happened in my childhood. I didn't tell a lot of people. My husband knows, because I share a lot with him, but a lot of people didn't know. They only I've got friends that I've been with for years, like since primary and high school, and they only knew now when I was ready to talk about it in my adult state. And those were the reasons why I couldn't move forward, and it actually it built up my depression. And it took something so small to trigger my depression at 23 that it caused me to overdose. And I had like these feelings that I'm not worthy. And it started when I was molested. Like, there's something wrong with you. You are a reject. You are like, I felt dirty constantly, like a dirty person, and I felt rejected. I don't know how I can say I felt rejected, but it gives you a feeling of rejection. And I felt like I needed love, and I didn't know how to express it. It put up a big guard for me. And so I kind of had bad choices with relationships, with friends, and I had to learn. I had to work on it, because I got sick and tired of, firstly, the tablets that I was taking, and I got sick and tired of making the same mistake over and over and not moving forward. And what helped me was to work on my past and to talk to my young self, because she was still there. You know, that young self was in my subconscious, and I had to forgive myself. And I don't know, it's weird, but as a victim, then I used to blame myself for the situation. If only I wasn't in that space, it would not have happened. If only I wasn't in that place, it would not have happened. If only I looked different, it would not have happened. But I was a young girl, I was a child, you know. So it wasn't my fault, and I had to also forgive the adults around me who I felt should have been there to protect me. I had to forgive them, and I had to forgive the men that did what they did, and the woman who did what she did. So it was a lot of things that I had to deal with and heal from. I am still in the journey of healing, guys. I am still healing, and it's not the molestation part. It's 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 the loss of my mom. It's the loss of my brother. It's the loss of my dad. So I'm still healing from those things, and I'm still working on it. Um, so yeah, so it is a process, it is a step, and I am doing this video because I want to reach out to you who is going through depression, who is feeling like, you know, I can't do this anymore, who feels that they just on their last end. I want you to take a step back and breathe. I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone, and you are worth more than you think you are. You are worth more than the silver and gold. I mean, the Bible says in Matthew that you are worth more than the birds in the air and the plants and the grass that God has made. In Matthew, he says that how much more does he love you and take care of you when he takes care of those birds in the sky? They don't sow nor do they reap, but yet God still takes care of them. And so I don't mean to preach and take you to church, but I want you to know that you are loved, and you're not in this video, and you did not click this video by chance. You have to hear this, that you are loved, that you are worth it, and this situation that you are facing right now is just a season. It's just temporary. It's just a short time. It's just a short time. You will overcome, just as I have overcome, and many others that are going to comment on this video have overcome. Life is not easy. Life is hard, but I believe that as women, we need to stick together, and we need to uplift each other, especially in this day and age, because there's a lot expected from us women to look, act, dress a certain way. So I am pleading, and I know I did this in my intro, that's if you watch the intro, but I am pleading to you women in this space to be kind, to be loving, to uplift each other. Like I said, there's so much happening in our country as well as women. There's gender-based violence that is happening. There is high expectations. There is the jobs are scarce now. There's just a lot that's happening, and the last thing we need to do is bash each other and bring each other down. That's the last thing we need to do. So I want to just reach out to you and tell you that you are not alone, and that it's okay to express and feel and cry and just break down to self and be vulnerable. But reel it back in and have a plan and say, okay, there must be a reason why I'm going through this. There must be a reason why I feel the way I feel. Seek help, seek counsel. If you are a believer in Christ, pray, seek counsel in the Lord. He will help you. He's done this for me, and I'm sure he's done this for many. But seek counsel. You are not alone. I'm reaching out telling you that you are not alone. To those who are watching this, I ask and I plead of you to just comment down if you've been through depression, if you've ever felt alone, if you've ever felt down, how did you overcome it? How did you get through it? Just reach out and uplift each other. That's the whole point of this. So with what I did, I had to speak to my young self. I had to tell my young self that, you know what, it is not your fault. It was never your fault. Forgive those around you. And also I had to look at my space, the people I had around me. I won't lie to you. When I was in my early 20s, I had a best friend. And she was literally the only friend I could literally be vulnerable to. My other friends, I was the more strong one. I was the one that they ran to for advice. So I couldn't be vulnerable. And I don't know why, thinking back, but I felt like I needed to be that strong one. So I was never vulnerable around them. The friend that I had, I was very vulnerable around her, and I used to call her constantly. Like when I say constantly, every single day, all day, every hour. I used to call her relentlessly. And looking back, I never asked her, friend, how are you doing? Are you okay, friend? As soon as she answered that call, I'll be like, your friend. And I'll talk about myself. She was my crutch. And you know what, guys? That is very toxic. It was toxic because at that time, I didn't know she was going through anxiety. She was going through her own stuff. And I was just piling it on and onto her. And I was just keep on piling it. I'm not saying don't have a friend that you can be vulnerable to. That's actually ideal. But be conscious, be self-aware, be aware of other people's situations too. And I wasn't aware. So that made me very toxic. I was a toxic friend. So she cut me off as a friend, and that's the best thing that she could have ever done for herself. I actually do not blame her, to be honest with you. So I did the same. I cut off people that were very toxic, friends that would put me down, friends that would compete. I don't know why we compete, but anyway, friends that would compete, and it was just too much. So I cut friends off, and it helped. It helped a lot. Having people who uplift you then bring you down is the most empowering thing. And also, one thing I also found out is the power that I have in my life. I love it. Where I can choose what and who I want in my life. I can choose where I want to go and when I want to go. I can choose if I want to work or if I don't want to work. I can choose if I want to be successful or I don't want to be successful. I can choose what I want to do. Did you know that you can do that? Did you know that you don't have to do what society tells you need to do? Did you know? Do you know? You don't got to do what nobody tells you to do because you got the power to do it and choose to do it? What? I didn't know that. I felt like I was trapped in a box. So I could choose who I want in my life. I could choose what I wanted in my life and who I wanted. That mindset blew my mind, and it changed the way I viewed life. Yes, I have bad days. Trust me, I will wake up and I'm like today. I woke up with a migraine. I have a meeting. And I was just like, So girl, all I'm saying is you have the power to choose. Sorry, that's my electricity coming back on because Eskom decided to switch off. So you have the power to choose who you want, what you want out of your life. Change the circle, change your environment, make it better. If you can't leave that certain environment, try make it better for yourself. Change your outlook in life, change the way you view things. I promise you, those little changes that look minute are actually incredible. Choose to not complain and change the environment, change your circle, change the way you view things. It's not an easy journey, it ain't pretty, it's not pretty, but the end results are worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. So yes, that is my video. I just wanted to encourage you that you are not alone. You've got this, sis. This is just a season. These tough times are just a season. You've got this. If you need to change your circle, do it. If you need to put people on pause, do it. You are not forced to do anything. Put people on pause, gather your mind, gather your thoughts. I love you and know that we are here. We're doing this life together. I hope you have an amazing day, amazing week, amazing night. Whatever time of the day you're watching this or whatever time of the week you're watching this, I hope you have an amazing one. Love you.